Hi there, and welcome to the DSR Daily for Friday, January 24th. My God, we made it. We're 4 days in to Trump's America, part 2. How are you feeling at the end of the week, Minna?
I'm glad we got through the first week.
Yeah, I know.
1 week down.
I know for many of us,
innumerable to go.
It feels like it's already been a month, but no, it's only been a couple days. So we have to stay strong, which brings me to our first story. Pete Hegseth's nomination for Secretary of Defense moved closer to a final Senate vote after a narrow 51-49 decision to cut off debate, despite allegations of personal misconduct and opposition from two Republican senators, Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins. Both cited concerns about his lack of experience, troubling comments on women in combat, and allegations of abuse from his former sister-in-law and ex-wife. Hegseth's GOP supporters dismissed these accusations as partisan attacks, arguing he has the votes needed for confirmation, potentially relying on Vice President J.D. Vance to break the tie. Democrats, however, are using Senate rules to delay the vote, highlighting the unresolved allegations and questioning his character and suitability for leading the Pentagon, which is correct. That's my own creative license at the end. But yeah, we've talked about this ad nauseum. Don't really need to relitigate it too much here, but the three things cited in this article: lack of experience, troubling comments on women in combat, and allegations of abuse. Each one of those on their own, in my opinion, should be disqualifying. All three combined definitely should be disqualifying, but doesn't seem like it will be, because partisan loyalty is more important than being qualified under this administration. That much is very clear.
Except for the two Republicans voting against him.
Yeah, good.
Thank you for doing your job.
Well, they vote. Yeah, I'm curious.
And for nothing else.
If they'll vote against him in the final vote, because this was just a decision to cut off debate. I don't know. I would hope they will. I don't know, though. I tend to be disappointed on that sort of thing.
Yeah, me too. But I take the small wins. That's the lesson of the first week of Trump's America 2.0. Take small wins where you can get them. And speaking of wins, a federal judge temporarily blocked President Trump's executive order attempting to limit birthright citizenship for children born in the U.S. to non-citizen parents, calling it, quote, blatantly unconstitutional. The ruling, which came after a lawsuit from 4 Democratic-led states, prevents the order from being enforced nationwide while the case is considered further. Trump plans to appeal, but legal experts argue the order contradicts the 14th Amendment's guarantee of citizenship for anyone born on U.S. soil. I do believe the academic term for that is no duh.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know that you need to be a legal expert to argue that, because it's pretty clear. There's no legal mumbo jumbo that you need to be able to decipher in the 14th Amendment to come to the decision that, yeah, this is blatantly unconstitutional. It's guaranteed clearly in the 14th Amendment. Mm-hmm. So I have no idea how they're going to argue this in court if they try and pursue it further, because, I mean, they'll just have to change the Constitution to get this to pass or to be implemented, which maybe that's what they want to do. I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know if that'll be successful.
Well, it's good to see another small win of somebody doing their job. There's a lot of people who are really scared. And although nothing has been officially decided, it's been postponed for, quote, further review. And hopefully we'll get what we want and this won't pass.
Yeah. Speaking of President Donald Trump, he issued pardons for 23 anti-abortion activists, including those convicted of blockading a reproductive health clinic and intimidating staff and patients in a series of executive orders signed during his first week in office. Trump called the convictions ridiculous and portrayed the pardons as a defense of elderly individuals unfairly prosecuted, while abortion rights advocates criticized the move as proof of his opposition to abortion access. Among those pardoned was Lauren Handy, leader of Progressive Anti-Abortion Uprising, who was convicted of conspiring to storm a Washington clinic in 2020. The pardons came ahead of the annual March for Life, where Trump is set to address attendees via video link, reinforcing his ties to anti-abortion advocates. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody really believed that he was a moderate voice on abortion. I know that's how he tried to portray himself. If you believe that, you're a sucker, and I have some beachfront property to sell you.
That was like during his 2 weeks of nice Trump.
Yeah.
On the campaign trail.
Exactly. As a reminder, March for Life is today, so I would avoid the mall.
Stay home.
Yeah. Good day to stay inside. Wow. According to this Washington Post article, rally organizers estimated a crowd of up to 150,000. Wow. That's rally organizers, so could be lower, probably will be. But yeah, don't go to the mall. It's not going to be a fun place to be.
Yeah. Nothing says I didn't do anything wrong by getting charged with harassment and intimidating people going to a clinic.
Convicted of conspiring to storm a clinic. Congratulations, you're a very good person.
Oh my goodness. The U.S. excuse me. The U.S. State Department has frozen all passport applications requesting an X sex marker or changes to gender identity following an executive order signed by Donald Trump. The new policy, outlined by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, mandates that official documents, including passports, will only recognize biological sex as either male or female, not gender identity. This move halts the issuance? Oh my goodness. This move halts the issuance of new passports with the X gender marker, which has been introduced in 2022, and complicates renewal for those who already have them. Well, it's good to see Marco Rubio focusing on what's important. Not a lot's going on in the world, so it's good that we focus first and foremost on gender identity on passports.
So glad. This will make waves in getting eggs cheaper, I have to say. That's really why Donald Trump was elected, for cheaper prices. And, this will fix that, because we know that eggs were more expensive because non-traditional gender conforming individuals were able to get passports that reflect their gender identity. So now eggs, we did it, guys.
Oh, man.
Eggs will be cheap again.
Yeah, it's
Thank you, President Trump.
It's like so typical, right? Instead of focusing on things that actually matter, we'll focus on things that will make things harder for people, make things more dangerous for people. Perfect.
See my earlier comment where if you believed anything Trump said on the campaign trail, you're a moron. Because if you believed he was going to, obviously you should have believed when he said this kind of stuff, but if you believed anything he promised about the economy, you're a sucker. I would have liked to see Rubio probably focusing on getting that peace deal in Russia and Ukraine that was promised day one, which has now been delayed to the first 100 days, which I'm sure will be delayed again.
What's important is that we screw over people who don't conform to a gender binary.
We have to ensure that people can't take this action that affects literally no one at all outside of the individual who is affirmed by getting a passport that reflects their gender identity. It's protecting the rest of us from something that we will never be affected by. So
right, exactly. It's just another distraction added to the list of distractions.
Yep, that's what the 4 years is going to be: is distractions, intermittently sprinkled with tax cuts and horrific actions against immigrants.
Looking forward to it.
And eggs will be no cheaper. President Donald Trump, man, do I get tired of saying that? Plans to visit disaster-hit Western North Carolina and Los Angeles on Friday, marking his first trip since resuming the presidency. While the visit offers an opportunity to reassure residents affected by hurricanes and wildfires of federal support, Trump has signaled he may use the trip to criticize Democratic leaders. I think we can take out the may there, because that is definitely what he'll be doing. He's accused former President Joe Biden of neglecting recovery efforts in North Carolina after Hurricane Helene, and has sharply criticized California's response to recent wildfires, even threatening to withhold federal aid. Trump has repeated false claims about Governor Gavin Newsom's handling of water resources for firefighting, while wildfires continue to devastate Southern California, leaving 28 dead and destroying thousands of structures. Yeah, because, that'll help the problem withholding federal aid.
And fires are still burning in LA. It's not over.
This is no surprise. I think everybody knew that Trump would use federal aid as just a cudgel and withhold it from blue states and governors that he doesn't like to just, it's for the express purpose of making the problem worse, right? There's no other way to twist it. The intent is make the problem worse so that person draws, in this case, Gavin Newsom, gets more flack and becomes more unpopular. It's a disgusting use of federal aid as a weapon for something that should not be partisan and should not be used for political means. It's for helping Americans. It doesn't matter if you're from California or North Carolina. Both should be getting the aid they need. Joe Biden knew that.
Gavin Newsom knew it. He talked about it very publicly.
Yep. But Trump's going to Trump. The Republicans are going to Republican. No one should be surprised by this at all.
Marco Rubio's going to Marco Rubio.
But I'll tell you what, I'll be very happy if I'm proven wrong. But I don't think
I will too.
I don't think I will. But I want to be wrong.
Let's hope you are.
I hope so too. Well, that is all we have for you this week. Minna, do you have any parting cultural topics you want to talk about?
Any parting cultural topics?
Yeah, we got to have a fun segment because David's not here to give a big rant. So we've got to fill the airtime somehow.
Well, I will say, not to expose conversations that we have off air, but I did see Nosferatu last night, which is one of your favorite movies of the past year.
Yeah, I love Nosferatu. I've seen it twice.
I thought it was very good. And I don't like scary movies, and I thought it was very good. So if you're looking for a movie rec for the weekend, go see Nosferatu.
If you're not a total wimp, even Minna, who's a wimp, and my friend Sophie, who's a wimp and can't handle horror movies, both of them saw it and thought it was fun.
It was very good.
In terms of fright levels.
If you like classic Hollywood horror mixed with like homage to silent films like Beauty and the Beast type vibes,
if you also
go see
appreciate a well-made movie, a well-shot movie.
True. And then Blue Sky Riley, your thoughts on it? He loves to talk Nosferatu.
Yeah, follow me on Blue Sky. I only share photography. I don't comment anything. But if you're interested in seeing my creative side, feel free to follow me on Blue Sky. Well, I think that's enough for this week. We will be back next week, and I assure you we will be answering Discord questions. David has been unavailable this week, so we haven't been able to address those. But please continue to submit them. We will get to them next week. I promise. I apologize we haven't. But scheduling has gotten in the way, and we want to give your questions the justice they deserve rather than just have Minna and myself answer them, because I think you'd probably rather hear David's answers than ours.
Probably.
But enjoy the weekend. We've got more shows coming out. We just put out another DSR. We were behind a day on that one. I apologize, but it is out. We have a Still of Consciousness coming later today. So we've got plenty to still listen to and keep you occupied over the weekend. But until Monday, bye-bye.